What's going on, family? Peace and light and peace and love. Thank you so much, y'all, for connecting with me today. I want to send a special shout out to Sister Doreen. Happy born day, my love, and happy birthday to the rest of the Virgos in these streets. We wrapping up Virgo season, and I'm telling you, it's been the business, the gangster business, but definitely the business right about now. We had that Mercury retrograde and shit, and that was definitely helping us tighten up our communications, getting tight with the details and all of that shit. Survive Venus retrograde. Oh, shit now. That Venus retrograde, it was deep. It was in Leo, and it was all about making sure we got in alignment, right, with what the heart wants. And shit, y'all, I made it through. I'm here to tell it. Now, I'm going to tell you, typically, our Venus retrogrades is just so beautiful, so magical. But this Venus in retrograde, y'all, it was a little bit challenging. We had our good moments, but we had our challenging moments, right? I was thinking maybe I should move upstairs in the guest room for a little bit till the smoke clear. But we was able to resolve that. We survived that Venus retrograde, y'all, and let that petty bullshit fall by the wayside and really started focusing on and being more about the business of things that really matter the most to us, right? We ain't got time for the foolishness and the bullshit. But anyway, enough about me. Shout out to the soul family out here in the streets and folks that's out here doing the damn thing. The Sirius Cypher was definitely in effect. We've been doing a lot of powerful work, and I am calling on all mystics, spiritualists to bring all hands on deck. Come on down here, join us on Clubhouse every Thursday, 8:30. We set it off, and we start bringing all hands on deck to assist in this thing we call ascension. We dealing with these spiritual streets out here, y'all, and we definitely got to be in support of each other. And so I'm bringing my knowledge, my resources, and skills that I have to the table, and calling all other folks to bring those things out to the table. Got some gangster ass tools that's going to definitely help us along our journey. Asking other folks to definitely bring some shit in. Next week, now last week, I shared a chakra clearing meditation. Mercury was still kind of like in that shadow retrograde shit, so that kind of came out a little muffled. However, we still got the essence of what that work looks like. Also can check into that work by Jonathan Goldman, who really does an excellent job. This is what he do. It really explaining like how that goes and how that helps and everything, but it definitely does help. It's about vowel sounds within the chakras. We use those to kind of clear out those energy centers using that scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We bringing those in and we clearing out the chakras with, hold up, what's the sounds? It's ooh, ah, I, A, and E. So we use those. With that going, you got to check out the last one. I'm not doing that shit again. Stop it. But definitely it has been something that's helped me. And now I've been kind of incorporating that in just about everything that I do on a daily basis. This Virgo season, y'all, has really been getting me in alignment, right? Really working on me, because, you know, I can sit on my ass and do absolutely nothing, watch Columbo reruns. You know, I'm just getting hip to Columbo. Like, I wouldn't have shit to do with that when I was a kid. That was some shit old people watch. My dad and my grandma, all of them cats and everything. It came across my Fire Stick, and I said, let me check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Got some old school. Every time I see the old telephones and shit like that, that always just, you know what I'm saying, get my gears going, right? However, I sat back and started watching it. Columbo, gangster, y'all. He gangster. I like that energy of how he shows up, you know, exceeding expectations, giving people the impression that he is not as hip as he is. The animal totem I would give for Columbo would be the fox, because he definitely is watching and paying attention to everything, but giving folks the impression that maybe not so much. I like that shit. So yeah, shout out to that. And folks with that fox totem too as well. Definitely a powerful ass totem, a gangster ass totem, but those is the folks that really will definitely trip you up if you ain't careful, if you ain't on your toes and everything. If you one of those people that like to pull the wool over somebody and everything, them folks with that fox totem, you ain't fooling them. You really ain't. They'll make you think you are though, but you ain't. So yeah, anyway. So shout out to all of the family that comes through the Sirius Cypher and everything. I'm trying to really find a lot of old tools that I've been working with. And I've also been working on some new shit to put out there in these streets. Been really doing a lot of work with quantum healing techniques. These are some things that's really been helping to accelerate my process. And then I've gone back into the vault, like pulling out all of these old CDs. I'm sharing one of them next week. I don't think that I'll be recording it because it's not my work. And I want to share it with the family, but I don't want to exploit the person that's putting this work out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that on the cipher. That won't be recorded and everything, but this is definitely some powerful work. This is a Cobra meditation that I've been talking about. I thought the CD was going to be all scratched up and not usable. Happily, gratefully, thankfully, that bad boy is still in proper working condition. So I don't have to try and recreate this woman's meditation because she did it so gangsterly, I must admit. And we go get this work. And this right here, this is a meditation. It's going to take a little bit of our time out on the cipher. I usually start doing a lot of these activations, the healings. I like to check in, talk about what's happening in these cosmic streets and everything. But then we go in and with tools that we have, we'll share that shit. I like to get that shit set off somewhere around 9 o'clock. So definitely, if you get an opportunity, you want to check out these ciphers, man, because we go be sharing a lot of gangster ass tools. These are shits that I kept to myself, right? Didn't want to share it, want to make sure I was a cut above the rest of y'all out here in these streets. But what I'm here to tell you is that we all coming. We all get to get this work. We all get to get this healing. We all get to get this ascension. Because at this point in my life, I really start seeing it's not about having no edge against people. We got to really make sure that we're supporting each other so that we can rise and be great together. So shout out to the Soul family. Definitely check me out. I am Shakesha Divine. I'm on YouTube for luminary oracle readings on the new and full moons. Any other significant celestial events, you can definitely catch that reading right there on time. As always, you can count on that. That's at Shakesha Divine on YouTube. And then check out the Pretty Priestess podcast here on YouTube, on the Pretty Priestess YouTube channel, as well as Pretty Priestess on TikTok, where you will get divine oracle readings in divine time on TikTok. Now, those is the only ones that's in divine time. And whenever you find those, whenever you stumble across those, that's when that message was meant for you. It's designed that way. So definitely get there on TikTok, Pretty Priestess. All of my information is always at prettypriestess.com. My book, Holistic Appeal, it's on Amazon. It's only $7. It's a sound investment, especially if you want to understand how this energy works in the way that I see it. Because what I do is I bring that energy work into my clothes, into my daily practice and everything. And this gives you a basic blueprint on just how that goes. So definitely check out Holistic Appeal. It's on Amazon. And always at prettypriestess.com. I only got a couple of them left. I had a box of them and everything, but I've been pushing. And shout out to all of the people that supported this work. Shout out to those people too. So peace and light and peace and love to everybody else. But I want to step through quickly because I got plenty of ass sitting to do. I don't know what this is, man. It's like I have not really been motivated to do too much of a damn thing. And I've been sleeping like hell. My dreams have been off the hook. I mean, off the hook. And I've been learning a lot. It's really been giving me a lot of insight as to how I truly feel about shit, and giving me an opportunity to really sit with it, and really determine if this is a program or if this is truly what's in my heart. So that's some work that I have to do. I want to encourage everybody, if you have a dream journal, especially around this time of the equinox, it is a proper ass time to go back and look through some of those dream journals and really start getting some nuggets of wisdom on yourself, man. Dope shit to do. Definitely some dope shit to do. Today is the 19th. So yeah, today is the 19th. And I know people probably hear this shit at another time, but I like this 19th. And I wanted to give a shout out again to the sister, Doreen, whose birthday is that day. Happy born day, my love. And she carries that 19 energy. That's that alpha omega energy, right? This is all about stepping into your power so that you can use all of your wisdom, all of that knowledge you have, all of that, and really start showing up for yourself, right? This is where we step into our power, achieve our goals, and make shit happen for ourselves. Alpha omega energy. That's what that shit's all about. Leave it right there. We got a lot of transits still going on. We know we got many, many, many planets in retrograde, and it's a good thing. It is a powerful thing. Again, I keep saying these retrogrades is all about us checking in. It's the review just to make sure, hey, this where we going? You sure about that? This the direction you say. Okay, let's go. Fall equinox is here. I'm loving this time of year. See, fall is my shit because this is when I get to pull out my best pieces, because fall is when you can show your ass as far as dressing is concerned. I love that shit. Dressing is another one of my superpowers. I love that shit because I like working with that energy of color magic. Such a gangster ass time. This fall equinox, though, is really bringing in a special, fall equinox period, right? But right now we got this fall equinox that's falling in the Libra Aries. Well, really the North Node is in Aries, which is in opposition of Aries. Now, this makes it so significant because, well, of course, this is about ready, set, go. Let's get it, huh? Let's get it. But we got that Mars energy hanging out in Libra, right? So I knew that this was kind of like a significant connection. I couldn't really put it together. And then I forgot about it and left it alone and everything. But I'm also seeing about how this lines up with this equinox energy, right? As well as the nodal shift that we had not too long ago when we moved from Taurus to Aries, right? So this is going to be some interesting energy to navigate. But what this is telling us we need to do is find that balance, right? This is really that time where we can find those things that's not helping us along our journey, or some of those things that maybe we overindulge in, like the social media, the shopping, the drinking, the smoking, the television, whatever it is, whatever you like, that ends up happening too much. This is a time for us to really to get that into balance. Excellent time to do detoxes, all of that shit. I'm definitely with that detox. A time where we can really find I'm trying to find a really efficient process for our routines and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to really put us on point with that, so we can utilize this energy to help us to propel ourselves, to reset in this new particular cycle that we rocking with and everything. So yeah, and this is why I'm just definitely feeling this number 19 in this particular energy and everything, because it reminds us to take all of that knowledge, all of the wisdom that we have, step into our our power and show our ass with integrity out here in these streets while we collecting all of the accolades of the work that we've been putting in. Loving that shit all day. Yes, yes, yes. So definitely, let's take a look at where those placements are, where the retrogrades are, so you can look at all of those things that's in review and everything, so that you can really start and getting yourself in alignment with all of that. Now, let me talk about these retrogrades. The ones that I really got my eye on right now is the ones that's dealing in the realm of Pisces. We still in Virgo, where the sun is positioned at, in Virgo season. So this is really going to give us an opportunity to get shit straight. And these Pisces retrogrades, they a little bit different. Hold on, where my thing at, so I don't lose track where I'm going with that shit. Okay. So anyway, so I want to take a look at these retrogrades and everything so that we can really get shit straight as far as all these retrogrades is concerned. See, I like dealing with, well, right now, what's on my radar, I ain't gonna say I like dealing with, because I really don't like dealing with the whole realm of Pisces, right? And this is where Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde. These are two energies. One is like kind of dreamy and mystical. The other one is like down to earth, giving us an opportunity to check in with where we at on that shit. Where we at as far as the things that we believe, our belief systems, the things that we imagine, checking in to see where our levels of consciousness is, right? Are we really connected? Are we really aware of the things that's going on around us, right? Within us? Are we really in tune with the star player within us? And this is giving us an opportunity to make sure that that happens. Saturn brings us back down to earth with all of those things that you got in your head, these ideas, these all of that other stuff. How is that working for you? How does that translate in your real life, right? Does this belief system, does it work for you? The way you've been going about dealing with your relationships, your belief systems, whatever that shit is, how's that shit working for you right now? This is an energy that really gives us a chance to look at all of the shit that we've been allowing to inspire us, allowing to drive us. We can take a look back over again, check in, see where we at on that. So, but let me tell you about quickly some dope shit that I've been working with. This is, hold up, I got it right here in my pocket. She the dragon's blood stone. This is in the Jasper family. Now, this right here, this is a stone that gets us in alignment with our most courageous self, allowing us to adapt to the changes that work for us. Yeah. So what this do is connected. Well, that's what it do. But she tells us what her energy is. You look at her, see. She got this olive green and this like deep burgundy, maroon red color. Loving that shit. And that's connected to the root chakra and the heart chakra. Of course, we know that. See, that olive green, it gives us that grounded love for ourselves and for others. And then that deep red we got going on, this is connected to security and courage and shit like that. I call this color, see, this is a color I really rocks with, right? I got it, I'm dealing with it right now. Maroon is one of those colors I really like to bring about in the fall time in particular. You know, it's just one of those colors. It seems like when I'm trying to get shit in order, that's definitely one of those colors to get with. That olive green too, shit. Now, these colors right here, we talked about how that green is about that grounded love. But see, that deep red, this is that color I call the blessed assurance color. This is the color. This is the shits that I wear when I want to get my energy shifted and in alignment with blessed assurance. See, this is when you firm on your square. You can't be fucked with. This is that energy right here. And this is why I do all my mojo bags in that color too, because that color is really works for me. This is when I want to get shit done. And fall is really when I showcase that color, that burgundy maroon vibe and all of that shit. And then you pair it with some olive green, that's going to bring a whole nother dimension to keep us rooted and grounded in our values and the things that are in our hearts. So when you showing up on the scene, ain't nobody shaking you up off of your square out here in these streets, my love. Woo, it's some gangster shit to work with. No shit, no doubt about it. It is some dope shit to get. And you know what? That dragon totem itself is linked to that earth magic. And that's a perfect totem that will assist us in stepping in our power with blessed assurance. No doubt about it. Yeah. And then that incense too. I'm thinking about the incense too. You know, I've been seeing that shit at the dragon's blood incense. Walmart and shit like that. I didn't even know you could get it on the stick, but I'm gonna get me some of that and see how that works, see what it do and everything. I went and got me some of the resin. The resin, when you burn that shit, if you burn it, like put it on a piece of charcoal and burn it and everything, that definitely does clear out some negative energy in your room. Crack the window though, for real, crack the window so whatever the hell negativity, whatever that energy is, it can come the hell on up out of there. You know, I burned dragon's blood one time and shit, I started feeling all nauseated. So I don't know if the negative energy was in me more than likely, or if it was just collected around me because I wouldn't open up the window. But when I started opening up that window, it just started, you know, it lightened up a lot and I started feeling much better. It cleared the room and all of that. So yeah, definitely rock with it. But yeah, that smell, it was like, what the fuck? Oh, whoa, whoa, I'm ready to get the hell. It was chasing me out of there. Shit, chasing the devil away. But it is absolutely some dope shit to get. So I'm fucking with that dragon energy regardless. You know what I'm saying? And help it shake that shit up off of me because this is what I'm here for. See, I'm here for this work, you know? But this is definitely helping us really deal with that space of delusion because see that Pisces, it's all in the realm of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That Piscean energy. And we got Saturn, we got Neptune in that and everything. And so I want to really deal with that because see, I want y'all to know one thing. Delusion is my motherfucking superpower. You heard? Trust me when I'm telling you this shit because see, there's a lot of shit that I made happen in my life that people say, oh, you can't do that. She can't do that. That ain't true. That ain't based in reality. But watch what she do. I ain't got time for that. So just make sure we on the same page. Let me tell you what a delusion is. I had to look that shit up, make sure that I was on point with this. A delusion is a belief or an altered reality that is persistently held despite of evidence or agreement to the contrary. It's generally in reference to a mental disorder. See, this is the thing that I like this. It says a belief or altered reality that is persistently held despite evidence or agreement. Agreement to the contrary. Let's keep that shit in mind. All right, whatever. See, if you ain't going along with the crowd say, you ain't being in agreement with that, you ain't going along to get along, you might have yourself a mental disorder. True, that's the world we living in. But let me go back though, again, Pisces, Neptune, 12th house, they all deal in that realm of delusion. But this Piscean energy, because Pisces is linked up with Neptune, you know, that's the planet that's under that umbrella and everything. The 12th house is the Pisces house and everything. That all deals with delusion, but it's also the realm of possibilities. It's the mystical. It's imaginative thinking. It's creativity. But it's also true with lies, manipulations, and addictions and shit we attach to, clinging to and shit like that. And strong placement in these areas can sometimes have difficulties with this distinction, right? Now, listen, That's the strong placement because this is that energy. Now, see, delusion may be your superpower as well, huh? Or your kryptonite, whatever. But we are social beings. And we tend to lean more towards that consensus thinking. See, we going back to agreement, to the contrary. Whatever. See, there ain't no judgment with me because, see, listen, I got a 12th house. I got big time 12th house placement. Now, I ain't got Pisces nowhere on my chart, but that 12th house is lit up like nobody's business. I got 12th house Sun and 12th house Mercury. So I tend to touch the realm of delusion throughout my life. Now, I ain't got no diagnosed mental health issues or nothing like that. Diagnosed mental health issues. Let's keep it $150, right? However, my perception of reality has always been much different than folks that surround me, right? I just see shit that other people don't. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's just the way that it goes. But we got to keep in mind like that manifestation, the law of attraction, energy work, spirit work, astral travel, past life, crystals, moon cycles, herbalism, especially magical herbalism. They all been considered in the realm of delusion, baby. All of that shit, you know, everything. It's all woo-woo. It's all delusion. It ain't, see, everybody ain't in agreement that this is the way to go. So that's the realm of delusion. And this is the reason why I tend to get so pissed off when people are so dismissive, when folks is considered delusional. Because we don't really want to hear folks out. We just focus on what it looks like. But people that are considered delusional, I see this as a superpower. Now, it's a bitch sometimes. Let's not get it twisted. It's a bitch sometimes. But delusion is a superpower. See, we get caught up in appearances. We look at shit and we don't look into shit. We don't take into account about human nature and how having a profound experience, having something happen that's outside of reality, having downloads, activations, the profoundness of that shit can take us right off of our square. Shit. But some of us, you know, we got all our shit together. So, you know, we got it together so much that we wouldn't be shaken by no shit like that. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about people like me that get a little taken off the square when something extremely profound happens. But there's some of, like I said, they ain't gonna be shaken by extraordinary or supernatural experiences. That don't shake them. And I think these cats really don't believe at the end of the day. I don't think they really believe in the possibilities being endless. Would be so goddamn dismissive, you know? I'm just saying. So when I worked in behavioral health and mental wellness and all of that, and I do like to call it mental wellness because we work in the realm of being well. So shout out to all of those people that's working in that particular field. You know, words is powerful. But when I worked in that field, I would listen intently to whatever tangential rant, I mean, any tangential rant, I'm listening. I'm here for it. Because I get that shit. Them downloads, man, sometimes this shit's overwhelming sometimes. And I need a little bit of time to kind of like recalibrate. And this is why like Miss Blue was really helping us learn techniques to get grounded and find our center and all of that shit. Very, very helpful work that she was doing, putting out there in these streets. Shout out to her. But unfortunately, many of us don't have a safe space to share what's happening to us. So we keep that shit to ourselves. We act like that shit ain't happening. And that shit dims our life. It dims the light like nobody's business. Because you can't be free to be yourself and to have your own experience out here. See, we don't want to talk about this shit that goes on. But we got to know that this is the work right here that's going to reach past that realm of possibilities of what we thought we knew. So we got to be here for it and expect that. We got to make sure that we in this space of keeping it 100% real. Because I've been seeing a lot of folks, they in a lot of delusion. We got these fake light workers out here in these fucking streets. Because light work, it ain't about love and flowers and doing yoga and going vegan and shit. It's about the darkness of this world and dealing with most of that shit within yourself. See? So if you on social media with that bullshit, spouting this love and light rhetoric all the time, you know what I'm saying? Only having safe conversations, only worried about being liked, only being surrounded by skinning and grinning, well, you probably got very little to no light up in your punk ass. Sorry, I had to tell you. Love you. Because light comes from when you do the work of transmuting that darkness within yourself first, my love. Understanding and coming to terms with that shit. That's what I'm here for. I've been getting my ass kicked in these spiritual streets, seeing what a situation I've been over these years, y'all. Woo! Woo! I'm working it out, y'all. But there's no amount of this new age bullshit ass music or these memes or these rituals and shit like that. They ain't going to fucking do the work for you. You got to have some balls in these streets. You got to go into the darkness and you got to deal with yourself first. I'm just saying. Because most of all, the people that are true with this light work, my loves, true light workers, ain't sitting around running their fucking mouth talking just about love, light, and all of the fluffy things and unicorns and fairies and shit like that. They talk about the shit that gets ignored and forgotten. They talk about those things that are heavy and painful. They talk about that shit that's in the dark so that they can bring light to a situation where there was very little or none at all. You see, this how this works. This you can get to. You get the room in that direction. But you got to keep it 150% real. No excuses, my love. We at this point in life where we ain't playing these dumbass games no more. This if you want it for real. Now, if you want to play a game, carry on, right? But I need you to recognize what's real. The best part of being authentic here is that we ain't got no images to maintain out here. So know that there's some folks, they go really celebrate you, and there's gonna be some others that's disturbed by your presence. But neither one of that shit should matter at the end of the day because you here on assignment. You ain't got time for that shit. Fuck what they talking, huh? You heard? All right, I think I've been talking for a while, but I'm gonna leave with this last thing before we leave, because see, this work right here, with this Neptune in Pisces, with delusion being a superpower, because see, I want you to recognize when delusion is your superpower, this is when you tap into the realm of all possibilities. This is when you get yourself in alignment for what it is that you do. This is when you set a clear and focused intention and you begin getting yourself. You start tuning in and tapping into the frequency of that shit. It looks delusional to the naked eye. It looks delusion to the folks that are unaware. It looks like you may not be dealing with reality, the folks that don't know like we know. But I need you to understand, when you love yourself, when you show up for yourself, none of that shit matters. It is important that you love yourself, because when you do, everything changes when you begin to love yourself. I know this shit just shifted for me. Still got work to do. Let's not get it twisted. But you no longer send out this energy of desperation, of need. so that you'll be filled by other people's opinion. You ain't down with OPP no more. You become this powerful source. Oh, OPP is other people's properties, other people's perspective. You become a powerful source within yourself that's going to attract better shit to you. See, the more you in love with yourself, the less you start seeking approval and validation from motherfuckers in these streets that don't get it. You don't need that aggravation in your life. Let them call you delusional, because delusion, my love, is my fucking superpower, baby. This is what I do. And this is why I keep telling folks, you know what? See, these money rituals work. Now, listen, I'm here and I'm open for spirit. Let's not get ridiculous in these streets where you sitting around setting intention and ain't in alignment. That's delusion. But these things that people have not tested, have not really participated in, they know nothing about, they hear it, they ain't heard it before. It's delusion. Fuck that. Fuck that conversation. I'm talking about being able to tap into all realms of possibilities, knowing your magic, trusting yourself and loving yourself enough at the end of the day to go forward, even when folks ain't celebrating you, ain't cheering you on, ain't congratulating you. You ain't got an audience of applause. Loving yourself. And when we do that, the more we do that, the less all of that other bullshit really matters at the end of the day. Because, baby, let me tell you, delusion is my superpower. So check in with where your chart looks for this Saturn and for this Neptune placement, because they retrograde in Pisces. This is going to give you some ideas where you need to check in with whether or not you got a delusion on your hand, or you getting in alignment and about to work some real ass gangster ass magic. But you get to figure out that direction, my love. You get to figure that shit out. That's all up to you. But that's all I got to say for this particular go around. I want to say to you, peace and light and peace and love. Oh. Okay, let me call.